Hey guys, I'm gonna double check, make sure you can see this, make sure everything is connected as well. And yeah, welcome. Welcome to this live tier making session that we have here. This is a tier list. Basically, the reason I'm doing this, as it says right there, recently news has come out that Oklahoma and Texas are leaving the Big 12 in the next few years, and that also BYU possibly will be joining the Big 12 in the future. Now, the news basically does state that Oklahoma and Texas will have to pony up a lot of money, if you will, to make this move uh, really happen, in their favor. They're just gonna have to really pony it up, if you will, to make it happen in their favor. As I check something here for a second, and of course I get a commercial first. Yeah, just making sure. Yeah, but like I said, they're gonna have to pony up some big bucks, some big moolah, as they would say, to make this move official within the next, I guess, couple of years or something like that. The projection, and I do apologize if there's any lag as I go to Twitter. The projection is, 2022 at the latest for them to join the SEC, or well, not the latest, but 2022 at the earliest. For them to, join the the SEC. Well, the stating that possibly the latest could be 2023, if not 2025. So that is one thing that a lot of people, if you're a fan of Oklahoma and Texas and you like them and being in the Big 12, that's one thing you have to, really look into is exactly what does the future, hold for them, once this move occurs, down the lines. Like, what does the future hold for these guys once they join, once they join the Southeastern Conference. I mean, true, it'll make things a lot more interesting, if you will. It'll make things a lot more interesting, to say the least. But like I said, the biggest question is, what's in store for them once they, hit, go to that conference. Are they going to be welcomed with with open arms? Um, that's the question. I'm sure a lot of people would like to know. And I'm pretty sure we can kind of determine that they'll both be in the West Division for the SEC. So that's pretty much pretty much um, a given. Now I do have all the logos here. Now, if you're wondering why they all look faded out, truth be told, long story short, I went to ESTA. It's ESTA, ESTA, and for about $5, I bought the digital pack of all the logos. But the problem was the logos were in the formats, on the file formats of EPS, SVG, and DXF. And I wasn't sure if they would work on here or anything, so what I did is I went to online.convert.com, because after I extracted all the pictures and everything, all the logos, I went to online-convert.com, and for 24 hours at basically $8, if you will, um, I converted all the files. I couldn't convert them all at once because it would have jumped me up a lot higher in price point, but I was able to convert them all. Now, I don't know. Now, I do know that I could have gone up a few more pegs, if you will, a few more gigabytes, and that would have helped. But I'd rather not do much on that. And basically, I spent about $13, and that's not too bad. Not too bad, especially the one-time deals. Uh, but yeah, that's what I did here, and that's why they look a little. Some of them look a little faded, and then these are the ones I just got offline before I did that, so that's why they look a little bit better. But anyway, long story short, a lot of news and everything has been coming out of exactly what the future holds for college football FBS levels, if you will, when this move happens. Because even now BYU is in the talks of possibly going from the Indies, the FBS independents, to to the Big 12, which I guess would be a huge step up for them. In a sense, it would be a huge step up for them, and that would add more teams, if you will, to the Big 12, kind of get them back to what they were named after, because originally they were the Big 8. Then they added in the teams from the Southwest Conference and Mountain West, and then some of those teams with the SEC, and now they're like, okay, we're the Big 10, we're a Big 12 of 10 schools, and it's just really confusing. So again, like I said, there's a lot of wondering of exactly where a lot of these teams, you know, are going to land conference-wise, because this potential move to the SEC, which is more than locked now for Oklahoma and Texas, basically a done deal, is definitely going to change the landscape. And it's obviously this is the big move, I think, that a lot of fans have been curious about, as being the one that's going to motivate other schools to want to move their teams to other conferences or into the independents or whatever. We know that about a year ago or so, the Idaho Vandals went from the Independents, they went to Sun Belt, and they went to the Independents, and they went back to the FCS, the subdivision, which is right below FBS, which I still think the Idaho Vandals will be back. I think what it is what the coach and the athletic department did is, financially they couldn't afford to be in the FBS anymore. But also, I think the decision was it's better, from an athletic standpoint, football standpoint, take a step back, go back to the roots, learn, kind of relearn what they have to do, and then when they're ready, go back up to the FBS, which I think will be very soon. But basically, a lot of these moves are not going to be until about 20 between. A lot of these moves, what I'm trying to say, are not going to be before, not going to be before, but are going to be between 2022 and 2026 at the latest. 2025 is basically the exact date, but I would look at 2022 and 2026 at the latest for a lot of these. So here I have all the conferences, including the FBS-INDIES, lined up, and basically now the question is exactly where will certain teams land in the future. Well, let's start here at the Big 12. Now, the Big 12, obviously, they're going to lose Oklahoma and Texas, and that is a big loss, there's no doubt. But they are courting BYU. They are courting BYU, which is right here and down here. And honestly, if I'm going to be serious here, or legitimately serious, I would say BYU. If we can move them up a little bit, there's a lot of logos here. But this is where they are right now. But I've got a feeling BYU is all but a lock for the Big 12. So I'm going to put BYU in as the team that I think is definitely a lock for the Big 12 in the next couple of years between 2022 and 2026. Now, next up, we have San Diego State, and I know that they are part of the Mountain West right now, but I think the Pac-12, they want to expand more, go to a Pac-16 and everything, become a legitimate big-time powerhouse more than what they are now in the Power 5. And I think more than likely San Diego State is going to land in the Pac-12 between 2022 and 2026. I could be wrong, but the way this whole move of Oklahoma and Texas to the big powerhouse universities, colleges in all of college football, all of college sports, all of college academics is being hyped up and promoted. I would not be surprised that, not only will that bring a lot more money in revenue in for them, but it'll basically, domino effect down to a lot of the other schools, including San Diego State. And I think that will financially help them probably get pursued or negotiate with the Pac-12. And I think between 2022 and 2026, this would be a good landing spot for the Aztecs, if you will. While I adjust my wiring on my mic here. But yeah, like I said, I think that's going to be a good landing spot for them in between 2022 and 2026. Fresno State, I think, is also going to be Pac-12 bound. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but I could see that happening. I mean, right now they are Mountain West, if you will, but I definitely see them going to the Pac-12 within the next couple of years because there's been talks about them moving, up in conference and to be big contenders because there have been years where they'll have good years and you would think they would, get qualified because of those good years to get into a bigger conference or into not a bigger conference but into one of those New Year's Six games as at a large, but it's never happened. San Jose State, I think, is more than likely. Um, right now, again, like with Fresno State, they're right here in the Mountain West. But I could definitely see between, I would say, 2024 and 2026. Oh, let me correct that. I could see between 2023 and 2026, San Jose State ending up in the Pac-12. I could see that. And I know that's basically taking another team away from the Mountain West, but I think the Mountain West is going to be okay because I think they're going to get some teams down the line from the FCS, as the years go on. Yukon, I definitely could see them possibly going from because this is what I think Yukon is right now. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what they are right now. But I could see Yukon probably going to the AAC, the American Athletic Conference. I could definitely see them going there because there is no Big East right now, and I think they'd get a little bit more exposure here with the AAC. So I could see Yukon landing there. Liberty, I could see Liberty maybe. Um, I would say I could see Liberty maybe between 2024, I should say, and 2026. I could see Liberty between 2024 and 2026. Liberty is going to end up in the ACC. If they keep up what they did last year, you keep that momentum going. I could see them going there. I know they're right here right now in the Indies, but I could definitely see them within the next 3 to 5 years going to to the ACC. And again, this is all because of this big movement Oklahoma and Texas are doing, but from the Big 12 to the SEC and BYU possibly going into the Big 12, which is pretty much a locked deal. UC Davis Aggies right now are FCS, but they always play teams and everything. So I could see them coming, and I could definitely see them going to the Mountain West, and that would make up for the loss of San Jose State and Fresno State. So I could see the Aggies going right here to the Mountain West, and I could see that happening probably within the next 4 to 6 years, between 2025 and 2026, if not sooner. The earliest I could see it is 2023, but more than likely I could see 2025 and 2026 as being the years they would end up here in the Mountain West. If they do show up earlier, then yeah, it's more than likely they'll head here, and that would be between 2023 and 2024. But more notable conferences, I see them heading for the Mountain West in the middle of the 2020s, if you will, 2025, 2026, as their landing year. Navy, I could see Navy basically remaining in the Indies. I think it fits them best, if you will, so I don't see them moving too much. Army, I could definitely see Army going back to the Indies. I really can. I mean, I know I left out Conference USA. That's my fault. if you will, but they only have like 10 things. What are you going to do? So we could probably dub this, FBS Conference USA, if you will. But I could see Army though going back to the uh, to the Indies probably very very soon because it makes it a little easier for them. So a little easier for them to play some games and all that. UMass, I know right now they're in the Indies, but I could see UMass maybe moving up because I know they won the MAC at one time, but I could see UMass moving right into the AAC, so I could see them doing that. And this move I could see between 2022 and 2026, or actuality I could see 2023, 2026. I could see that move happening. And again, this is all because it's all based on Oklahoma and Texas's big move and BYU potentially going to the Big 12. Wyoming, Wyoming, I think is probably going to stay in the Mountain West. I see that being the most likely fit for them. So I don't see them going anywhere. Wisconsin, I could definitely stay. Of course, I definitely think is going to remain in the Big Ten. It's going to get a little crowded for them, but I see Wisconsin remaining in the Big Ten for the time being. Uh, Western Michigan definitely is going to remain in the MAC, so I don't think we have to worry about them going anywhere. Where do they go here? Western Michigan, I don't think we have to worry about them, so I think they're definitely MAC. They're going to stay in the MAC. Western Kentucky, I know they're in Conference USA right now. Um, so I'll put them here. I'm probably going to correct that. In fact, let me correct that right now. If you will, let me correct that right now. If the thing pops down, if you will. Yeah, show the extra rows, please. Let me correct that, right now. So there we go. Conference USA. There we go. But like I said, oh, it didn't do it. Weird. Let me. Oh, that's the one thing about these things. They don't like stuff on there. I don't know why they don't like anything on there. It's kind of weird. So let's show the extra rows again. Let's just do FBS and Conference USA. So we'll do that. That'll make it a little easier. Well, I didn't do it. Hold on, guys. It's late and everything. I do apologize too. There we go. That'll make it easier. No, it still says it, but what are you gonna do? Well, what happened to things here? Well, everything got reverted. Oh shoot! Damn it! Hey, when that happens. But like I said, what was it? Oh yeah. Let me fix this now, guys. But like I said, Navy, I could see them remaining in the Indies. That's what I said. I said about that one, so I do apologize. Army, I could see going back to the Indies within the next few years. I might be wrong, but we'll see. But Army, I could definitely see going back to there. And where was I next? Western Kentucky. Um, Western Kentucky, I could see remaining in this section in the Indies Conference USA. So I'll just have to redub that. So just look at this, like I said, as Conference USA and FBS-INDIES. So that's where Western Kentucky will remain. I think it's the best suit for them. West Virginia Mountaineers. They've been in talks too to be moving to another conference. The most likely slot is the ACC, and you know what? I think that's probably going to be the landing spot. So I'm definitely going to put them there, and I would say they're probably going to get there a little before Liberty, but because I got 2023 and 2026, I say these guys are going to get there probably 2022, if not around the same time. So probably about the same time, but I expect them to be before, about maybe a year or so before Liberty. But yeah, I see Western Virginia because of this move that Oklahoma and Texas are making. I could definitely see them moving to the to the ACC because a lot of people say region-wise it works better for them. Washington State, I think they'll lock to stay in the Pac-12. I don't think they're going to be moving anywhere, even though there is rumblings that uh, the Big Ten wants to get their hands on some Pac-12 teams, and some, some like them, would be a good idea. Same with Washington. I think the Huskies are not going to go anywhere either. So I could see the Huskies, remaining in the Pac-12 as well. So that's pretty much a loading up there. Wake Forest, I know they're in the ACC right now, but honestly, I could see Wake Forest. I could see Wake Forest probably moving to the AAC. They're still kind of in the same region, but it'll be a lower tier conference, and I could see them moving here. They would still have a chance at a New Year's Six bowl game as the AAC's champion or something like that. So I could see Wake Forest going from the ACC to the AAC. So I could see them moving. And again, this is all based on the Oklahoma and Texas moves that are happening within the next couple of years. So, like I said, I could see all this, you know, happening, as we speak. Virginia Tech is up next, and I think Virginia Tech, more than likely, I think is going to remain in the ACC. It's just I think it's best for them, especially if you're going to be bringing in West Virginia. You got a heck of a rivalry you're going to be renewing there, so I could see Virginia Tech staying there. Virginia, I could see the same way. So you're going to have a lot of Virginia battles being broadcast nationally, if not regionally. So I could see Virginia also remaining in the ACC. Villanova, you might be wondering why they're here. I think they're bound. I think they're very bound for the FBS real soon, if not already. I think they are in the FBS. Let me see here. Hold on for a sec. And yeah, I'm doing this on Microsoft Edge. Let's see some. I think. Let me see something here. Oops, I put a little too much there. Let's see. The Conference USA, academics. Let's see, athletics, football. Yeah, Villanova is still in the FCS, even though they're like in Conference USA there. So I could see Villanova ending up here within the next few years, joining the basketball brethren and sisters. So I could see Villanova showing up in the Indies, if not the Conference USA for football as well, if not very, very soon. Drink some Bud Light seltzer mango flavor to keep me going. Yeah, I could see Villanova ending in this category, the FBS-INDIES Conference USA. Vanderbilt, I'm definitely going to say is going to remain in the SEC. Even though a move elsewhere would be good for them, I think they've proven that they can get better. So I definitely see them in the SEC. UTEP, I think UTEP's going to remain where they are, which is Conference USA. No, actually, I think UTEP, because if the Mountain West is going to lose some teams to the Pac-12, I think UTEP's going to move to the Mountain West. So I'm going to go with UTEP, moving to the Mountain West. And again, reminder: this is between 2022 and 2026 that these moves could potentially happen. And again, it's from my point of view. Excuse me, based on the the official decision for Oklahoma and Texas to move out of the Big 12 into the rival conference of SEC. So I can see UTEP moving to the Mountain West as a result of that as well. And again, this is all based on reports saying that with this move and things like BYU being pursued by the Big 12 and big not big and Big 10 pursuing the likes of some Pac-12 teams, you know everybody is saying that the landscape basically is going to change, and you know what? They are right. It's going to change, and a lot of these moves are going to be a result of that. This is just like the first major step in that. And speaking of teams going from the Pac-12 to another conference, I think that's exactly what's going to happen with the Utah Utes. That's right. I think the Utah Utes are going to be the first Pac-12 team to jump ship to the Big Ten. I think that's what's going to happen within the next several years. You're going to hear an announcement of that happening. Utah State, I think Utah State is going to move up, but I think they're going to move up to the American Athletic Conference. That's why I think they're going to go. I think right now they're in the Mountain West. I think they used to be independents, but now they're in the Mountain West. So I see them going to the AAC within the next several years. I just feel that's going to happen. UNLV, I think more than likely is going to be, because now they got the new Allegiant Stadium that they're sharing with the Las Vegas Raiders, the formerly Oakland Raiders. Because of that, I think because they have that facility now and it hosts, of course, the Pac-12 championship, I think it's more than a lock that they're going to be Pac-12 bound in the next couple of years. So, yeah, I think the Rebels are going to be heading to the Pac-12 within the next couple of years. UMBC, I don't know about them right now, but if I was to guess, I would say that the independent bound, in this category right here, independent, um, the basically independent Conference USA bound. So I see that. All right, what do we got? UConn on there. UCLA, I definitely think is going to remain in the Pac-12 because you can't, have the Pac-12, formerly the Pac-10, without one of the mainstays. So UCLA is definitely remaining. UAB, the Dragons, the UAB Dragons. Um, I'm gonna say that the UAB right now, I think the Conference USA. I'm not really sure, but I could see them moving to the AAC. So UAB, I think, is going to make that move too. Tulsa, I could see. Right now, I think they're in Conference USA. No. Tulsa, I think, is in the AAC. I think they're in one of them. I'm not really sure, but I think. Hold on, Alexa. What conference is Tulsa in? Tulsa men's basketball plays in AAC and NCAA basketball. AAC. So I could see Tulsa going from the AAC, and I see them being Big 12 bound. Because if you're going to lose one Oklahoma team, you need to replace it with another. Tulsa, I think, is going to be Big 12 bound within the next couple of years. Tulane, I think Tulane is going to remain where they're at, which. Okay, hold on. Alexa, what conference is Tulane in? Yeah, so I definitely see. So I can agree with that. I see them remain in the AAC. Troy. Last time I checked, Troy was in the Sun Belt, but I could see Troy moving up to Conference USA. I see that. So it probably won't be long for them. So expect Conference U. I think Troy's independent. It was independent and then Sun Belt. So I could see them going to Conference USA. So they'll probably stay in this category of FBS-INDIES, Conference USA, when it's all said and done. Toledo, right now I know is in the MAC, and I think honestly that's where they're going to stay unless they financially get some money going. Texas Tech is another team that's being pursued out of the Big 12 to go elsewhere. And I think honestly Texas Tech, if they make the move, I've got a feeling that they're Big 10 bound. I really do. I know people are saying, "Oh, they're going to go here." That'd be too many Texas schools. I think they're Big 10 bound. I think Big Ten's going to look at Texas Tech and say, "You know what? You could stay in the Big 12, which would be the most likely fit for them." But I think more than likely, if they make a move between 2022 and 2026, they're going to be Big Ten bound. Big Ten's going to definitely be the one that offers them a lot. Texas State Bobcats, I know, are an FCS school right now, but I think once they move up, if they haven't already, they're going to go Sun Belt. That's what I think they're going to do. I think they already are in the Sun Belt, so I think that's where they're going to remain, is in the Sun Belt. Yeah, I think they are Sun Belt. Uh, UTSA is Conference USA right now, I think, but I think more than likely because they have the Alamo Dome, which also hosts a bowl game for the time being. I think, this is going to sound crazy. I think they're Big 12 bound. I really do. So I think UTSA, the Roadrunners, I think are Big 12 bound. And I think it's all going to be based on the fact they have the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, a facility that hosts the Alamo Bowl. It would make sense. So I definitely see within the next several years, probably close to 2025 or maybe even 2024 at the earliest, UTSA making that move. And I can say one thing, Chris Moore, if he hears this later on, he's going to be like, "What the heck you talking about?" Now we get to Texas, and of course we know where they're heading, so it's no secret. Texas, more than likely, it's a done deal. SEC bound by 2022 or 2023 or 2025 at the latest. Um, Texas A&M, I think, is going to remain in the SEC. But if they were to make a move, I would say more than likely they'd go back to the Big 12. I really do. But to me, they're going to remain here, and you get the reigniting of that rivalry, which I think the SEC would love to have. That makes a lot of money. Tennessee, of course, I see remaining in the SEC as well, but it's going to be tough going for them. Excuse me. Now that they're going to have these guys in there, so Tennessee, I definitely see remaining there. Temple right now is in the AAC, but I could see Temple moving to another conference, and I think that conference, more than likely, ladies and gentlemen, will be the ACC. I know because right now they're right here. They're in the AAC. I see Temple within the next few years. I would say between now and 2022, you're going to hear an announcement that 2023 or 2024, Temple is going to go to the ACC. So that's what I see is going to happen. I think the Owls are going to move from here to here. TCU, the landing spot for them, from what a lot of people are saying, um, makes a little sense from a regional standpoint. And I gotta go with it. I gotta agree with them. I think it's probably going to be the most logical landing spot for them, and that's going to be the Pac-12. Yeah, the Horned Frogs I think are going to be Pac-12 bound within the next couple of years. Because like I said, a lot of people are saying that this is a seismic shift of a move that Oklahoma and Texas are making from the Big 12 to most likely the SEC and BYU coming in potentially to be part of the Big 12 to kind of make up that spot. A lot of big changes are happening, and the Pac-12, of course, is hearing rumors that Big Ten is looking to poach them. So, what better teams to bring in? Well, what better other team to bring in to kind of help, rebuild what they're going to lose than TCU? So, I definitely got to go with TCU as being, as being one of the teams that are ahead there based on the rumors. Syracuse, right now is in the ACC, so I think that's where they will remain. They will remain in the ACC. Stanford, I definitely think is going to remain in the Pac-12. You can't move Stanford, mostly because I also have my cousin there. So yeah, I think they're going to remain. Stanford staying. Um, Southern Miss, I think Southern Miss is Conference USA right now, but I think in the next couple of years they're going to be moving up, and they're going to be moving up to the AAC. That's where I think they're going to be heading. They could be there now already, but as far as I know, they're still Conference USA, so I definitely think this is their destination within the next couple of years. USC, I don't think they're going anywhere either. They will remain in the Pac-12. So the Pac-12 is definitely loading. It's going to be loaded up, no doubt. Who next? Southern Florida, South Florida, I think is the. I think. Hold on, Alexa. What conference is South Florida in?
South Florida men's basketball plays in AAC and NCAA basketball.
So yeah, they're in the AAC, but I could see them moving to. So right now they're here in the AAC, but I could see in the next couple of years they'll go into the ACC. Let me hold on. Let me save something here. Let me okay, no. Now what do I do here? Oh yeah, I gotta go back to my list. How do I do that? There it is. So let me edit this first, guys, to add a little description. Hold on, guys. This thing wouldn't move up. Here we go. Do apologize for that, guys. Hopefully I didn't mess anything up. Okay, I didn't. No, I did. I don't know what's with the indies deal. Let me check something. I gotta double check to make sure I didn't. Make sure I know what was that. Okay, so I just want to make sure where I'm at. So I don't know why it does that. So what was I? Oh yeah, Army, Navy, Western Virginia. I think it's in here. Villanova is in here. Troy is in here. Yeah, there we go. Just wanted to make sure I got everything set. Didn't want to do that. No, I had to change this description anyway. Basically saying these are moves I see happening between the years 2022 and 2023. I got to change that again, but it'll be fine. But what was I? Oh yeah, South Carolina. I think they're going to be remaining in the SEC. I don't think they're going anywhere because they have kind of proven that they can hang in the SEC. So I see them remaining. Uh, this is. Hold on, guys. Oh, I think I know. The Southern Jaguars, I think. I think they'll probably end up Southern Jaguars. I think will probably end up in the Sun Belt if they do show up. And I think they will eventually. So Southern Jaguars, if that is you guys, I think you're going to be Sun Belt bound when you get into the FBS in the future. Um, SMU, I think is excuse me, is AAC right now. So I see them remaining in the AAC. Um, this trying to see who that is. Can't tell who that is right there. Well, whoever it is, I do apologize. I'm just going to put you in the Indies because I think more than likely you'll end up there or remain there. San Diego State already talked about. Rutgers, right now is Big Ten, but I can definitely see Rutgers making a move, and I think Rutgers will probably go to the ACC in the next couple of years. I see them leaving the Big Ten and going to the ACC. These two I already talked about. Richmond Spiders. I know that they're going to probably show up soon, the FBCS, in a few years because of this big move realignment that's happening. But I could see them probably being in the MAC. I could see that. Rice, I think they're AAC right now, Conference USA. Let me check. Alexa, what conference is Rice University in?
Here's something I found on the web. According to Wikipedia.org, Rice plays in NCAA Division I athletics and is part of Conference USA.
So there you go, Conference USA right there. But I could see them moving to the AAC in the next couple of years, so I can definitely see Rice making that move, if you will, because of this big realignment. Um, oh, that's who is that? That's not. That's not Alabama. I know that. I don't know who that is. It's weird. I'll just put them in the Conference USA FBS-INDIES area because right now I don't know who it is. Honestly, Purdue, I can definitely see remaining in the Big Ten because it just fits them. I think they've always been part of the Big Ten as far as I know. So I could see Purdue remaining in the Big Ten. Pitt right now is ACC, and I think Pitt will remain ACC. So I see them remaining there. Penn State, I definitely see remaining with the Big Ten. Although I don't think it would be hard to press that they might get offers from the Big 12, but I could see them remaining in the Big Ten, so I don't think they're going anywhere. Oregon State, I'm definitely going to say it's going to stick with the Pac 12 because of the region. So I'm definitely going to say, Pac 12 for Oregon State. I don't think they're going anywhere. Same with Oregon. I think Oregon is, Pac 12 bound for life, if you will. So I don't think they're going to be going anywhere. So yeah, Pac-12 right now, from what I can tell, projection-wise, in the next couple of years, it's going to be loaded up. They're going to be a loaded conference. Old Dominion is Conference USA, I think, right now, but I see them possibly moving up to the AAC. So I could see that happening, unless they're already there already. But yeah, I think they'll go to the AAC. Oklahoma State's an interesting one because Oklahoma is going to the SEC, so I definitely see Oklahoma State. This is a tricky one because you would think they would fit here, but I see Oklahoma State remaining with the Big 12 because you need one of the bigger names there to help them out. Of course, Oklahoma, there's no doubt they're going to go to the SEC from what is being already pretty much projected. So we could say that they're SEC bound. Ohio State, I definitely see going and remaining with the Big Ten. I don't think we have to worry about that. Nebraska, okay, I already did Navy. Did I do? No, I did. Where am I at? Where am I at? Just lost track here. Oh, here we are. Ohio, I know they're in the MAC, so I'm thinking more than likely if the MAC loses a team, it's going to be Ohio. And I think Ohio will end up in the AAC. So I think Ohio is going to make that move. Um, Notre Dame, I think more than likely is going to remain in the independents. So I don't see them moving anywhere. I think it's more easier for them, and I don't think NBC will want to lose that broadcasting. The Northwestern Wildcats, I can definitely see making a move. Because of the Big Ten's going to get some teams like let's say Utah and Texas Tech. Northwestern, who's been their champions numerous times, I can actually see making a jump. and I see Northwest making a jump to the Big 12. That I just got that feeling. I've got that feeling. I don't know why. you know, I just got that feeling. Northern Illinois, I know they're MAC right now, so I think more than likely they'll remain in the MAC. Although they've proven to be a powerhouse once in a while. Let's see. North Texas, I know the Conference USA right now, and I think North Texas, though, will probably make a move to the Mountain West. I think that's what our next destination is. They will end up in the Mountain West. This one's going to be interesting because these guys have been one of the top ones there. North Dakota State. These guys have been a top team no matter where they've, in the FCS, and I see them moving up in the next couple of years, if not really, really soon. And North Dakota State, I think when they show up, are going to be AAC bound. I really think that's going to happen. I think because of the fact that they've gone undefeated for years, the AAC will jump at the opportunity to have them. Probably the biggest conference that will jump at the opportunity to have them. So I see the AAC bringing these guys on as the newest team members. North Carolina, I think, is going to remain in the ACC. It's more than likely that that's where they're going to go, or they're going to remain. Same with the North Carolina State Wolfpack. I definitely see them remaining in the ACAC. I don't see them going anywhere. Uh, who's this? The Aggies. Let me see. I gotta get my glasses on here, guys. My eyes completely, shot right now. Oops, that's not what I want. There we go. Oh, New Mexico State. Okay, New Mexico State Aggies. I think the Independent or the Sunbelt. No, the Sunbelt. I think so. North Mexico State Aggies. I think are going to be Mountain West bound. I think that's going to be the likely change. Um, let's see who these guys are. I don't know who they are. They're kind of like a wolf pack deal. I can't think of who it is. So I'll probably just put these guys, in the indie area, Conference USA indie area, because I don't know exactly who they are. I do apologize. Nevada Wolfpack, I'm definitely going to say, you know what? I think they're going to be Pac-12 bound. I really do. They might have a small stadium right now, but I think they're working on expanding that or getting a new one. So I think because of that, I think more than likely the Wolfpack will be back Pac-12 bound in the next couple of years. Nebraska, believe it or not, I think, honestly, because Oklahoma and Texas are moving, you know what I think is going to happen? I think Nebraska is going to move back to the Big 12. That's my prediction. So I'm going to say, and then between 2022 and 2026, Nebraska is going to go home to the Big 12. Because, the landscape's going to be open now. It's going to be open, and it'll be a lot easier for them to potentially get into a conference championship, win a conference championship, and then move onto a college football playoff, if not a national championship. Navy already did. Missouri, guess what? Missouri, I think they're not going to want to. Honestly, this is my opinion. I don't think Missouri's going to want to deal with these guys again. Deal with the fact that they got to face Texas and Oklahoma again. So guess what I think Missouri's going to do? They're going to follow Nebraska's lead. In the next couple years, they're going to jump back to the Big 12. Because honestly, this is just my opinion. I know the SEC offered them more money because they expanded the schools and everything. The SEC wanted to expand their conference. Excuse me, and that's cool and everything. But I think the other reason, from an athletic standpoint, they took the offer is because even though they knew the competition would be a little rougher there, it basically got them away from Oklahoma and Texas. But now that those two are splitting, I think Missouri, along with Nebraska, is going to go back to the Big 12. It's got that feeling. Mississippi State, I think, is going to remain in the SEC. So I think that's gonna. I think that's more than likely to remain in the SEC, if you will. They're going to remain there. Ole Miss, I think, will remain in the SEC as well. You know, I think that's more than likely to happen. Minnesota, um, it's gonna sound strange, but I think Minnesota will also jump ship to the Big 12. I really do. I mean, I know the mainstay in the Big Ten, and it makes sense for them to stay there, especially with the rivalry with Purdue. But I think honestly, Minnesota might just take an opportunity to jump over to here. So between 2022 and 2026, I see that happening. I really do. I mean, I know some people may say, "Oh, that's not going to happen. It won't happen," and everything. Well, you know what? If this alignment is as big as they're saying it's going to be, don't put it past them. Don't put it past any possibilities. Middle Tennessee State. I know they're a good team, and I could see them potentially. You know what? It's going to sound crazy, but I could see them going from where they are right now. I think it's the AAC or the Conference USA. I see them going to the ACC in the next couple of years. I really do. I see them making that jump. But again, with this alignment, the way it's being promoted, I wouldn't put it past them. Michigan, I don't think we have to worry about them going anywhere. I think they're definitely Big Ten for life. I mean, they're associated with the Big Ten, so I don't think we have to worry about them going anywhere. Same with Michigan State. I don't think they'll be going anywhere, so I don't think we have to worry about them making a jump. Miami of Ohio, I know they're in MAC right now, and you know what? I think that's where they're going to stay. I think they will stay in the MAC. Miami University, I think, is going to be ACC for life as well. I don't think they're going to be going anywhere. So Miami University is going to stay there. Uh, oh, that's McNeese State. I think that's McNeese State. McNeese State, I think, if they show up here in the next couple of years in the FBS, I think they'll be Sunbelt bound. I really do. Okay, that's who's that again? Is that Miami again? I'm not really sure. Yeah, I think that's the Hawks again. I do apologize. There's so many Hawks um, going here. Let's see. Yeah. LSU. Okay, LSU. I don't think we have to worry about them going anywhere either. They're going to remain in the SEC. So, there we. Oops, put them back down here. I think they'll remain in the SEC. I don't think we have to worry about them. ULM, Louisiana Monroe. I think the Louisiana Monroe. That's Sunbelt right now. I think. I think that's Sunbelt. I'm not really sure, but you know what I think is going to happen? I think they're going to end up in the Mountain West. I really do. That's the next move. The Raging Cajuns, which I think is also Sunbelt, I think is going to possibly jump ship. So I see the Raging Cajuns also going to the Mountain West. I really do. I really do. Louisville Cardinals. The Louisville Cardinals, honestly, they're going to remain in the ACC. I don't think I see them moving. I see them remaining in the ACC. Kentucky, I see remaining in the SEC as well, because lately they've been proven that they can become a contender. So I see Kentucky remaining in the SEC. Kent State, I think, is more than likely going to stay in the MAC. Kansas State, this is where it gets interesting. Where do they land? Because there's rumors they could go to the Pac 12, Big Ten. Honestly, right now, it's up in the air. But if I was to say, here's the thing. If I was to say Kansas State's going to make a move that's going to get all of Kansas talking, I think in the next couple of years, Kansas State will end up, are you ready for this? In the Big Ten. I think that's where they will end up. And you know what? The same will go for the Kansas Jayhawks because it's been rumored that Kansas wants to get the basketball team into the Big Ten Conference. And I think a deal is going to be made to where they get both the basketball team, the baseball team, and the football team in the Big Ten. So I think more than likely Kansas is also Big Ten bound. I really think so. And I know people are thinking, I know right now people are thinking, that's suicide on their part. Yeah, but when money talks, you walk. If you know what I mean. When money talks, you walk. You get what I'm saying? Iowa State, that's another team that's being pursued by the Big Ten. And you know what? I see them entering the Big Ten as well. So Kansas, Iowa. So definitely Kansas and Iowa, I could definitely see, you know, Iowa State, Kansas, and Kansas State, I see Big Ten bound. And it would make sense, especially from a financial standpoint, because I don't think Iowa is going anywhere. I don't think Iowa will be going anywhere, period. So I definitely see Iowa remaining. That makes an interesting matchup there. What else? Where are we now? Indiana. I see Indiana remaining too. So I don't think Indiana will go anywhere. And that'll be an interesting scenario when those kind of schedules get put together. I Illinois, the Fighting Illini, I definitely see them staying. Though some people may say they should make a move, I don't think so. I think they will remain in the Big Ten. That's just my opinion. Iowa State. Oh, oh wait, no, Iowa. What did I just do? Oh yeah, it was the Vandals I was after next, right? Yeah, the Vandals I think will probably make a return, and they're going to go to the Indies. I think that's the most likely spot for them. Where did the Bobcats go now? Just move them. Where did they go? Where did they go? That's weird. We just had them. Where did I move them? Yeah, it's so weird. They just did, oh, there they are. Iowa State, I definitely see also in the Indies, but actually in reality, I think they're going to go to the Sun Belt. I think Iowa State Bobcats will end up in the Sun Belt. Houston Cougars, I know they're the ACC right now, but I could see them being pursued, and you know where I think they're going to land? If you said Big 12, you're right, because I think that's where they will land. Big 12 will get the Houston Cougars. That's what I feel. Hall stuff, I think will be if they were to come in the next couple of years, I think more than likely they will be a Sun Belt team. That's just my opinion. Where are we? Okay, let's see. Hawaii, the Warriors. I know they're Mountain West right now, but you know what? I think in the next couple of years, because of this move that's being made by Oklahoma and Texas, and the fact that they got a new stadium in the works, I think Hawaii is going to be Pac-12 bound. That's what I think. Let's see. Next, Georgia Tech. I know the ACC, and I think they will remain ACC for the time being. Georgia State. I know. I think is I think the Conference USA or Sun Belt. I'm not really sure, but I can see Georgia State, believe it or not, um, heading to the Mountain West. I really do. I don't know why, but if this realignment, like I said, is supposed to be as big as they're saying it is, as they're touting it to be, that to me is the most likely, realignment for Georgia State. I really do. Georgia Southern, I know they're Conference USA, and I think honestly they're going to be moving as well. And I think where they're going to move will be the AAC, unless they already made the move. That's where I think they will end up. Georgia, I think, is definitely SEC retainable. I don't think I see them going anywhere. Georgetown, I think they'll probably end up in the Indies if they make it in, if they come here. I don't know. I don't know if Georgetown has a football team or not. I don't know if they're working on it, but if they get one in, if they get a football team, then I definitely see them Indy bound, Conference USA bound, if you will. Fresno State, I think I already talked about them. Uh, Foreman, I think. Oh, wasn't Foreman before? I don't know. I'll just put them right here because I think that's what they would land anyway. Florida State is going to remain in the ACC, so I don't think they'll be going anywhere. Same with Florida. I don't think they're going to be leaving the SEC anytime soon. So I definitely see Florida remaining. FAU, I think FAU is Sunbelt or Conference USA. I don't really know. So I see FAU in the next couple of years helping to expand the AAC. I see that happening. Florida A&M, I think will probably, if they get a shot to come up to the FBS, will be Sunbelt bound. FIU, I think, is also going to join. Um, they're also going to join FAU in the AAC. Eastern Michigan, I think, is going to remain in the MAC. I don't think they're going to be going anywhere. East Carolina, I know they're AAC right now, but honestly, I could see them making a move to the ACC. So, do not be surprised if that happens. That if word gets out that the Pirates of East Carolina will be ACC bound. Duke Blue Devils, I think, are going to remain in the ACC. There's no doubt about that. Where are we now? DePaul, I think, will be independent bound. Well, actually, DePaul is Conference USA in basketball, so I think it's more than likely that they would probably end up in the Indies, here, right here. Central State, Michigan, I think, is going to remain in the MAC, if you will. Colorado State, and this is going to be interesting, guys, because they're Mountain West, but you know what I think is going to happen because of all these big moves? I see Colorado State going to the Big 12, and the same will go for Colorado. Because again, just like with Missouri and Michigan, with Texas and Oklahoma leaving, I think they're pretty much saying, hey, it's a safe bet for now, or it's a safe bet now for us to return back home. So I see Colorado going back to the Big 12. And again, these are moves, as it says right here, that I see happening between the years 2022 and 2026. Okay, where am I now? Who's this? Is that Colgate? Can't be Colgate. I'll put them right here because I don't know who they are, but they would probably be indie bound. Same with these guys. I can't think of it because they faded out the colors. I don't know why they did that. Clemson is going to remain in the ACC. I don't think they're going to be moving anywhere whatsoever. Cincinnati is AAC right now, but you know what? I think Cincinnati's going to make a jump. Excuse me there, and I think that jump's going to be to the Big Ten. That's right. They're going to go to the Big Ten. I got that. I don't know why. I just got that feeling. Got that feeling it's going to happen between those years. They're going to make that jump. I feel it. I think this is Chattanooga. Chattanooga, I think, is going to end up in the Independents. But if I was to make a guess of where they would end up conference-wise, if not the Independents, it will be the Sun Belt. Let's see. Chippewas, I think. Oh, Charlotte. Charlotte, I think, is Conference USA right now, but I think Charlotte would probably make the jump to the AAC. I see that happening in a few years. The Chippewas, I think I just did them, didn't I? Oh no, that's a different school. Let's bring you down here. I made a boo boo. Yes, let's put you up here. UCF. A lot of people are saying they need to make a move to a school, but which place would they go? Some are saying Big Ten, Big 12. I think honestly UCF is going to be exactly where I just put them. They're going to go from the AAC to the ACC. I could see that happening. Next up, next up. Cal, I don't think we have to worry about them. I think Cal will remain in the Pac 12. It'd be crazy if they went elsewhere, so I could see them remaining in the Pac 12. UC Davis already did. UB Buffalo, University of Buffalo. I could see making a move, and I think they would make a move to the AAC. So I could see Buffalo going from the MAC to the AAC. See, BYU already did. Bowling Green is going to remain in the MAC. Boston College is going to remain in the ACC. I don't think they'll be moving anywhere. Boise State, that's going to be a big getter for anybody, and I think they're going to end up in the Pac 12. I just got this feeling that they are going to end up in the Pac 12. I know they would make a suitable spot for the Big 12, but I think the Pac 12 is going to get them because they're close to the vicinity from a region perspective. Baylor, I see Baylor remaining in the Big 12 for right now. I don't see them moving anywhere because, again, just like with Colorado and in Nebraska and Missouri, they're going to see an opening. They'll be like, "Hey, this is perfect. We'll stay here." Um, Auburn is going to stay in the SEC, even though it's going to be a lot tougher for them. I think they're going to welcome the challenge. Where am I now? Army already talked about. Arkansas State. Yeah, Arkansas State. I think they are Sunbelt, and I think they'll be. I think honestly, Arkansas State's going to go to the AAC. I really do. I think that's going to be a move that happens. Appalachian State, we'll get to them in a moment. Arkansas is SEC retained. I don't think they're going to go anywhere. So I see them staying. I think this is. I think this is Appalachian. I'm not really sure. I think this might be Appalachian. I know there's Alcorn State right here. American, Alcorn, American. This is definitely Appalachian right here. No, wait a minute. That's Arizona. What am I talking about? That's not Appalachian. Arizona, I think, is going to remain in the Pac-12. I don't think they're going to go anywhere either. Because I just saw the the mascot, the logo for the Arizona State Devil. So I think Arizona will remain there. Same with Arizona State. I don't think they're going anywhere either. I think it'd be crazy for any of these teams to make that move. So I see them remaining as well. Um, Alcorn State, if they come into the FBS, I could see them going to the MAC. I think that'd be a good destination for them. American, I could see them going independent if they get a football team here. Oh, that's not Alcorn. Who is that anyway? Well, anyway, Alcorn State, again, MAC, I don't know who this is, so we'll move them to the Indies as well. I think that might be Appalachian. Appalachian, I think, is right here. So Appalachian State, I think they're right now the Conference USA, but I think they will be AAC bound, if you will. These guys, I think, will be independent when they get in. Alabama, no doubt, they're staying in the SEC. I don't think moving them is gonna make any sense. Period, if you know what I mean. Um, Acon Zips, I think, will remain with the MAC. And last but not least, Air Force. I think that'll be a big get, and I think Air Force will be. Are you ready for this? Big 12 bound. And then here's the rest. Here, these are just copies. So we're gonna go Indies with that guy, Indies with them, and then the rest, and then Indies with them as well. You guys can correct me in the comments of who they are, but the rest are already copies of what they did. But yeah, that's pretty much how I see the realignment happening between 2022 and 2026, all because of Oklahoma State and Texas leaving the Big 12 in the next few years for the SEC more than likely, and BYU joining the Big 12 possibly in the future. Here's how it goes, and let me get a drink of seltzer here for a second. There we go. But here's how it goes. For the Big 12, the alignment I see happening between now and between 2022 and 2026. This is what I see the end result being between those 4 years. I see BYU, Tulsa, UTSA, Oklahoma State, um, Northwestern, Nebraska, Missouri, Minnesota, Houston, Colorado State, Colorado, Baylor, and Air Force as part of the Big 12. I see that happening. I see one, two, I see three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Let's see, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I definitely see them getting in there. That'll be enough there. So I'd see that being the Big 12. I see that change happening for the Big 12 in the next 4 years between, like I said, 2022 and 2026. Pac 12 wise, I see San Diego State, Fresno State, San Jose State, Washington, UNLV, UCLA, TCU, Stanford, USC, Oregon State, Oregon, Nevada, Hawaii, Cal, Boise State, Arizona, and Arizona State as part of the Pac 12, which would definitely load them up. And if it's 9, then you're looking at a Pac 18. Take that 2 out, put an 8 in there. Big Ten wise, I see Wisconsin, Utah, Texas Tech, Purdue, Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan State, Kansas, Iowa State, Iowa, Indiana, Illinois, and Cincinnati for the Big Ten. Which, quite honestly, if we're looking at that, you're looking at a Big 15. SEC, which doesn't have any number, it's like unlimited for them. SEC, Vanderbilt, Texas A&M, Tennessee, South Carolina, Oklahoma, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, LSU, Kentucky, Georgia, Florida, Auburn, Arkansas, and Alabama. I see being part of the SEC there. The AAC, I see UConn, UMass, Wake Forest, Utah State, UAB, Tulane, Southern Miss, SMU, Rice, Old Dominion, Ohio, North Dakota State, um, Coastal Carolina, not Coastal, but Georgia Southern. I see Georgia Southern, FAU, FIU, Charlotte 49ers, University of Buffalo. Um, I can't think of the name right now, but I see them, this team here as well. I think that might have been somebody. I can't think of the name right now. I do apologize. And then Appalachian State. So I see these teams in there. The AAC, I see Liberty, West Virginia, Virginia Tech, Virginia, Temple Owls, Syracuse, UCF, Rutgers, North Carolina, Pitt, North Carolina State, Middle Tennessee State, Miami, Louisville, Georgia Tech, Florida State, East Carolina, Duke, Clemson, UCF, and Boston College. Mountain West, I see UC Davis once they come up, along with Wyoming, along with UTEP, along with North Texas, along with um, New Mexico State, Louisiana Monroe, Louisiana Lafayette, and Georgia State being the Mountain West, or at least comprising some of it right there. I know I missed some teams. I do apologize. Sunbelt, I see Texas Tech and Texas State, Florida, not Texas State, the Southern Jaguars, Memphis. Did I put Memphis in it? No, I put McNeese State. That's McNeese State. I do apologize. McNeese State, Iowa State, Hotspur, Florida A&M, and Chattanooga being in the Sun Belt within, competing against each other conference-wise within the next couple of years. The MAC, I see Western Michigan, Toledo, Richmond, Northern Illinois, Miami, Ohio, Kent, Eastern Michigan, Central Michigan, Bowling Green, Alcorn State, and Akron. They will be there. And then the Independents, Notre Dame, Navy, Army, Western Kentucky, the Indies, Conference USA. Indy wise, I see Notre Dame, Navy, Army, UMBC, Villanova, and some of these teams I can't think of right now. American, this team right here, I do apologize. DePaul, Furman, I think, as well. And then these teams here, I do apologize. And then Conference USA wise, I see Western Kentucky, I see Georgetown, and I would say this team, and I would say Ottawa Vandals. I would say Idaho would go to Independence, but I'd say Conference USA could use them as well. But those are just basically where I think they would end up. Basically, these three right here, along with this team and this team and this team and this team here, I think will be independents between those 4 years. And then the others I see being Conference USA bound, if not independent bound as well. Or basically, you can look at them as wild cards as well. But yeah, that's how I think the realignment's gonna, this move by Oklahoma and Texas is going to affect all the conferences, the realignments, if you will. And right now, judging, just going off mainly what I'm seeing here, you know, Power Five wise, because you got, let's see, Big 12, Pac 12, Big 10, SEC, ACC, and AAC. That's your Power Five. If I'm going to go off by, strength of schedule, if they still go by strength of schedule at that time, I'm definitely seeing that the AAC is going to have probably some good contenders, but I don't think they're going to be a powerhouse, a super powerhouse, I should say, just yet. But the ones I definitely see now that are going to have the advantage between those years, if this alignment comes to pass, and again, this is just my point of view of how I see it affecting all the conferences, the Texas, Oklahoma, BYU deal, if not more. I see the ones that have the advantage of really making a statement, in my opinion, are the Pac-12, the Big Ten, and the honestly, it's hard to choose. But if I was to go with a top three, I would say it's the Pac-12. I would say it's the Big Ten. Well, not actually. Let me rephrase that. It's going to be one of them is definitely the top three superpowers I see in the next couple of years because of this alignment. If this comes to pass, I see being the Pac-12, the SEC, and the ACC. Just based off of the teams alone, I could see them being, the top three superpowers to look out for. I know people will say, well, what about these guys? The SEC. I definitely, that's what I said. The Pac 12, the SEC, and the ACC are the ones to look out for. The wild cards to look out for would be the Big Ten and the Big 12 because of who they have. But again, to me, the top three superpower conferences that got the advantage, if these alignments come to pass, from my point of view, is going to be the Pac-12, the SEC, and the ACC. That's just my opinion, just based on who they would have. So anyway, though, guys, that's pretty much how I see it happening. Again, like it says here, with the news of Oklahoma and Texas leaving the Big 12 in the next few years, more likely for the SEC and BYU possibly joining the Big 12 in the future, as well as other teams looking to move to new locations. I've decided to do this tier list of where I believe some teams will end up conference wise. These are moves I see happening between the years of 2022 and 2026. So, anyway, though, guys, that's about it. Thank you all for joining me. Really appreciate it. I know it's late. So, let me know what your thoughts are down below. Comment if you like. Leave a like on this video. More likes get more views, as people would say. And tell me if you agree or not with my alignments. Who do you think would be aligned here instead of what I've gone with? And I do apologize for some of them I didn't, have an idea of and thus place them here. Hopefully you guys could correct me on that. And that's all I'm going to say, guys. Till next time, God bless. Take care. Like the video. And I am